Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to talk to you about a buoyancy control device, otherwise known as a BCD. Now there's a whole bunch of different kinds. You got a jacket style, backplate and wing, side mount. So we're going to kind of briefly explain to you a little bit about each different style, and then that way it'll help you when choosing your next BCD for your next dive. So stay tuned. Okay, the first one we want to talk to you about is a jacket style BCD. Now this particular one is from Scuba. This is the Avid Phantom. I love this particular jacket. It's a great, super comfortable jacket for teaching divers, for new entry-level divers. It's so comfortable, convenient, and it just fits so nice. Now, this particular one, it does have a nice long corrugated hose here, so it keeps your inflate deflate in a convenient position. Okay, it does have exhalation valve up on the shoulder. By pulling on the corrugated hose, there's a steel cable in there and it will vent out your shoulders. There's another one on the right shoulder with a little dongle off to the right hand side, so you've got control from that side as well. And then it has another convenient one located on the right hip. So lots of great vent options from this one. Now, this particular one has a nice padded back plate in here, which is hard to see here with the jacket all done up, but let's open this sucker up. There we go. So it's got a nice, big, comfortable back plate on here, so it's really comfortable when you got a big, heavy tank on your back. Comes with the cummerbund, and as you see, this is a jacket style BCD, so the bag inside here does wrap around on your hips. Now, it's great for beginner entry-level divers, but what happens with jacket style BCDs when you got all the air on your back and wrapped around here is it tends to want to keep you more in a vertical position. So they're great at the surface, but as you're diving, you do tend to dive on a bit of a 45-degree angle. So they're great for beginner divers, but as you get into more advanced diving, you want to consider a different option. Back to this one though, it does have ditchable weight pockets, so you can quickly release and dump your weights. So those are great convenience, nice and easy to get to, and nice and easy to get back in if one's popped out. It does have these big storage pockets. Okay, you can store lots of excess gear in those, and then it's got some clips on here to clip in additional items if you need. Also on both shoulders, you do have 4 D-rings on here, which is great for clipping on flashlights and stuff. So you do have that as well. And these particular models, this is what I love about this jacket, is it's got this nice big foam pad up in here. So when you got all that heavy weight on your shoulders and stuff, it's not cutting into your neck. It's so nice and comfortable to have that added feature. Going to the back of the jacket, this particular one does have an adjustable strap here so that when you're switching tanks, it will put it right back to the exact same height. So you don't have to worry about resetting where your regs are so they're not banging into your head. You've already got that set. Next, your cam bands. This one does come with the dual cam bands for your tank. So I love that feature. The single ones always tend to, if they start to slip, you know, your tank is, you're always adjusting it. With the dual cam bands, I love this feature because it holds your tank firmly in place. The other option with these ones is it's got trim pockets in the back. So you can put up to 5-pound weights in each of the trim pockets. That will help to bring you a little bit more horizontal when you're swimming. It just helps to reposition some of your weights and stuff. So you don't have everything in the front pulling you forward like that. You want to be able to have options to adjust yourself and your weights depending on each person, their weight and where their tank's sitting, which kind of tank you got, how you like to swim in the water. So having that is a great option as well. Okay, so this is a jacket style BCD. Now we're showing you the Avid Phantom, but that's just one of many. It's got a lot of the same features as most of the jacket style BCDs, where they fit you like a jacket, and they got a nice cummerbund to keep it nice and snug, lots of adjustment straps, and they have the airbag that comes right around your hips as well as all over your back. Okay, so great for entry-level divers, but as you advance and progress into your diving, it starts to become, shall we say, you need more. Okay, so that's jacket style. Let's get on to next. We're going to talk about backplate and wings. All right, now we've talked about the jacket style BCD. Now we're going to talk about backplate and wing. Okay, now the great thing about a backplate and wing is it's so customizable. Let's go over the features of this one that I have here. This is a backplate and wing from Hog. Okay, now this one has all the bells and whistles. So you can have a backplate and wing with just a backplate. Either it's hard to see, but this one has an aluminum plate in here. You can get aluminum, stainless steel, carbon fiber, titanium now. Just remember, as you get into the more exotic materials like titanium and carbon fiber, you're going to be paying for it. Okay, though they're great for travel, nice and lightweight, they're going to be very expensive. This one, in particular one, is aluminum, and it's still nice and light for travel. But you can get them depending on what kind of diving you're doing. So that's a great thing about backplate and wing. You can totally customize these to what you want to do and what kind of diving you're doing. Now, this is an aluminum one with a smaller donut, but it's got the nice, soft, comfortable padding in here. So it's got the back pad, the padded shoulders, padded hips. This is the Gucci one of diving. Now, this one is set up for, as you can see here, it's got a single tank adapter designed for a single tank. Now, again, back to the aluminum backplate, this particular one is great for travel, so I would only really like to use it with aluminum tanks. If you're going to go heavier steel tanks or something, that's when you may want to change out the plate to a stainless steel plate. Now, it just gives you a lot more strength and rigidity when you've got all that extra weight up there. So when you're mounting it on a big heavy tank on the back, maybe consider a stainless steel plate instead of a lighter weight aluminum one. Okay. The other great thing about backplate and wings is you can get 2-inch webbing is super cheap. You can just buy a roll of 2-inch webbing and make your own harness, everything out of it. It's super simple. So this particular one is a kit from Hog, and it does come with the padded shoulder straps, okay, and the padded back plate and the hips again. And you can add on as many of these D-rings and such as you want, all up on here, depending on what kind of diving you're doing. You can clip on your lights. You can clip on if you're running a long whip for your main rig, you can clip it off on here. You know, there's so much you can do with these things. This particular one, on the jacket style I showed you, when you pull on the corrugated hose, it does have a overpressure valve here where you can vent out air. These ones don't, because these ones are more designed to be horizontal in the water when you're swimming. So having a vent up there is kind of redundant. So it's got one right there on your butt cheek. Okay. Now you can vent obviously from your hose, just like normal, but it got rid of all the dump valves and stuff on the shoulders. Those are great on the jacket style, again, when you're sitting more vertical like this, but when you're horizontal, having it on your butt, that way it'll keep you horizontal as you're diving and adjusting to the your buoyancy and stuff. Okay, now this particular one, again from Hog, it does come with a chest strap. So when you're adjusting to this, if you're in a wetsuit or a dry suit, you can adjust that chest strap to keep your straps right where you want them instead of spreading out. The other great feature with this one is it does have adjustable shoulder straps. So again, going from wetsuit to a dry suit, you can open this right up. So it's nice and easy to get in, and a quick slip adjustment, and it's perfect. It also has these easy release buckles. If you needed to get out of it quick, or trying to get into a dry suit sometimes can be a bit cumbersome. So being able to release the straps is also a great feature. Going down here to the hips, okay. You got your 2-inch webbing along the belt here with a stainless steel buckle on this one. Okay, that way you can adjust it to whatever diver's using it. And then it's got a crotch strap as well. Great thing about the crotch strap is it's got this little D-ring right up on the front here. So if you're diving with a scooter, you can attach that right here in the front. And at the back as well, it's a little hard to see, but there's another D-ring here down the back for putting your DSMB and stuff up on there, or a reel or whatever you got. You can attach it out of the way on your back here. Okay. Going to the back again, this particular one with the single tank adapter, it does have twin cam bands, which is great. This gives you more support on your tank, so that way, if with a single band, okay, you may get that slippage and you don't have much support there. So having the option of 2 cam bands on here is super. You can get more grip and support, and it also gives you more adjustment where your tank sits. Backplate and wings are known sometimes to, when you're at the surface, to keep you more in a vertical position, or sorry, kind of in a forward position when you're at the surface. So being able to adjust these, it really helps. So you can slide your tank down a little bit, and that will give you, put a little bit more weight lower on your back to kind of straighten you out. And then also, as you can see here, these are 5-pound ditchable weights that you can put as well on the back. And you can put that on one of your cam bands, and it also, again, helps with your trim and gives you the ability to put weight lower on your back to keep you, when you're up at the surface, to adjust it to counter that effect of the BCD wanting to push you forward in the water. Okay. Back on the front, again, we just talked about weight pockets. Well, these ones here, more 5-pounders on the front on this one. So you do have that ditchable weight option again on the front, okay, on both sides. And you can actually get 10-pound pockets as well for these things. So depending on how much weight you need, you can add more pockets, like bigger pockets, to accommodate more weight. Or you can add an additional weight belt if you need. Okay, so that is backplate and wing. Now, these backplate and wings are super, I love diving a backplate and wing. They're super comfortable. They keep you in a perfect position in the water. And these are geared towards a more technical style diver. You can dive these in the snow-tays and caves if you want. They just give you a more flat profile when you're diving. So, and they're totally customizable to whatever your needs are. So again, that's backplate and wing. Love these. Great option if you're progressing your diving, going from the standard jacket style and you want to go more technical. Backplate and wing, that's your option. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about side mount diving next. So I'll show you all the great features in a side mount harness. well, not last, we still got the bladders to speak about, but next we're going to talk about side mount diving. This particular BCD is one of my favorites. This is the X-Deep Stealth 2.0. Okay, this is the most popular one used by a lot of cave divers and technical divers that are going from back mount into side mount. I love this thing. I just love side mount. What can I say? I'm a side mount junkie. This one is great because of the fact that you're going to be diving more horizontal in the water. The dump valve is up on your butt here, so it's nice and easy to access. Okay, and it's got this little ball on here. You can easily dump air as you need to control your buoyancy. Up on the back here, it's got this armadillo style plate, and it protects you for going through like narrow openings if you're doing wreck diving or cave diving. It just protects your back if, you know, when you got a helmet on and stuff, you're going through tight openings, just so you don't, you know, bang your tank into anything and then bang it into your back. It just gives you that more thin profile for getting in there, okay? So that's always a great feature. Now, if you notice that the inflator is more on your back side here, rather than up on your shoulders, okay? So that's because you want to minimize your profile up on your back for going into those tight spots. So this keeps it off to the side, and the bladder is all down and around here and kind of wraps around your hips right here. The harness on this is just a regular 2-inch style flat webbing, okay? And they're totally customizable to whatever you want, whatever size you want. You can adjust for dry suit, wetsuit. On this particular one, I don't know if you can see that, but I mark mine from wetsuit to dry suit, so I can adjust it if I'm doing dry suit diving, or if I'm going wetsuit, I can adjust it. Quick adjustments, I know exactly where it needs to go. Down the back here in the spine there's a bunch of weight pockets down the back here. So you can put like nearly 5, 10, 15, 20, yeah, 20 pounds in there. That's a lot. So there's 4 5-pound pockets in there that you can put in your weights right down your spine. So it keeps them right down the middle there, keeps it nice and flat and even. So you got that. Off to the side here, I do have bungees. So these bungees, they extend out and wrap around the valve of your tank. That way it keeps the top side of your tank with your valves and gauges and your, like everything is right there accessible. So your pressure gauges and everything, nice and easy access. So that's the bungees is what keeps them in place, and it gives it a little bit of ability to move around as needed. Okay. Again, back to the inflator valve, it does come off of the hip and then right across your chest. So take a little bungee and it clips up onto one of the D-rings here. And that way it's positioned right in your chest whenever you need to. There it is. You know, it's in the same spot all the time. There's no looking for it over your shoulder or whatever. It's same spot every time. Okay. This particular one has another style bungee here. It's a little hard to see. I don't know if you can see that a little better, but it mounts off to the edge of the bag of the bladder. And I like to put mine through the crotch strap, and then you connect it to the other side with another bolt snap. And what it does is it just brings the bag right around your hips, just like a nice warm hug. And it just keeps it nice and secure on you, and there's no of the BCD shifting around and throwing your buoyancy off. Everything is held in perfectly in position, so you're not farting around with buoyancy and going all over the place. Okay. Again, going to the bottom side here, it does have another crotch strap. And because this is geared towards a more technical style diver, that it does have the front D-ring for a scooter, and on the back side for mounting your SMB and your reels and stuff like that. You can mount those on the back. This particular one also has two big square rings on the back here. And X-Deep does make a little pouch that clips onto the back as well. You can keep a spare mask and flashlights and stuff like that into the little bag, and it mounts onto these little butt rings right here. Okay, so this is a side mount style BCD. My particular favorite, I don't know if you've ever tried side mount style diving, but I recommend you give it a try. It's a lot of fun. Can be a little bit cumbersome getting in and out of boats and stuff, but once you get it, it's so much fun when you're in the water. So give it a try. Go contact your local dive shop, see if they've got a side mount course. Just go and try it out and see if it's for you. Okay, stay tuned. We still have a little conversation on the bladder styles and an older style horseshoe style bladder. I just want to explain some features about that and for mounting double tanks on. So stay tuned, we'll be right back with that. Okay, and lastly, we have the bladder system for doubles. It's just like the backplate and wing that we showed you earlier, except obviously this bladder is much larger. This particular one's got 60 pounds of lift, which will assist you when you've got two big heavy steel tanks or aluminum tanks on here. You need that extra lift power. This is an older horseshoe style. As you can see, the air only travels in the horseshoe pattern here. And the issues you're going to have is when I turn this around, you'll see that the vent valve is only on the one bottom corner. So if your air gets trapped over here on this side, it's really hard to get it pushed back over when you've got to like let air out to adjust your trim and whatnot. So there is always that you know, the problem with the horseshoe style bladders that you can get air trapped in here. With the older, or sorry, with the other version I showed you with the backplate and wing, it was a donut style. So it allows the air to circulate, and that way it's a lot easier to maintain your balance and trim in the water. Okay, this hose usually is centered on the doubles, and that's so that when you do have your twin tanks mounted on here, that your first stages and regulators are off to the side here like this, and your hose is centered so it's not interfering with those regulators. Okay, so that's all the different types of BCDs that you can get. I hope this information was helpful. And just remember, when you go into your local dive shop, speak to a professional, let them know about what kind of diving you're doing, and take their advice and assistance in purchasing your next BCD. Okay? Hope you liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and think about subscribing. Thanks a lot. We'll see you guys on the next one. And remember, dive safe.